wells. We have close to 400 feet of inch-and-a-quarter tubing with half-inch rods inside and valves at the bottom. And the horses, Albert Baines has a machine shop patrol. He's climbing the derrick. He's going to put the block, which is already up there in the clevis at the top, at the apex. And then the cable runs from the pump over the block and over to another block at the bottom of the three-pole derrick. And then the horse walks out, pulls up the pipe. They put an elevator under the collar, take the pipe off and put it back on benches and bring out the whole pump that way. They fit up the pump, which means they cut threads, they throw out bad joints, that sort of thing. And then they put the thing back in again. So David Taylor is the teamster. That's Bob Cochran, who's the wrencher. My son Charlie with the younger version. My son Alex, a much younger version, and our dog Mozart, who's no longer with us. And that wagon is called a pump kit. And that had everything that they needed to service the well. So it had the blocks and the wrenches and the dies and the sand pump, which you can see there on the other side, the tube with the dog sort of sticking out the end of it.
So that, what would you call this truck?
Pump, yeah, we call them pump kit.
So were they actually pumping on the edges? Like, would you be?
No, not any pumping. It's just all the equipment.
Yeah, but I mean, was it like ratcheting it up? Is that what?
Oh yeah, they could bring up the sun pump with the crank.
Okay.
I don't think they did that often. I think they passed the horse and made them
double block or something. That would be a hell of a lot of work, yeah.
These are our tank batteries here, coming from different areas of the field, and there's an underground storage tank there behind the ropes. And we ship from here about 5 times a month out of that pipeline, which you see coming out to the road. And the truck just hooks onto that, sucks it out of this tank, and away he goes. This jerker line here is pumping the wells back all the way through the bush. When my father brought, the Imperial Oil brought all the brains here for a conference sometime in the 50s, I think, and they looked at the jerker line system, and one of the brightest went to my dad and shook his head and said, it won't work. You know, this is still not working because the wells are going up and down. This was mostly open ground when I started 40 years ago, and this is what is happening. Oil fields are actually quite benign in terms of the natural world because we don't farm and use monoculture or aggressively use the land other than pasture. This is happening. I had my niece come and spray thorn trees at one point, and she was aggressive. She'd make a space like this, and she ended up planting all the ash trees because every time there was an open space, the ash would pick it up and away it goes. It's quite remarkable.
Do you have any wax problems with the trees?
No, no. If it's in the winter, we use polypipe, and it gets quite a coating of the thicker stuff, but then once it warms up, it's gone. And our production increases in the spring because we're picking up the chill stuff. So what happens in these tanks is you get the regular crude, and then you get the waxier, thicker crude, and you tend to gain it over the But I'm planning on some of the steel tanks to put on a thermal solar cell with copper tubing into the oil and see if I can keep it warmer and so get away from that nonsense of having to heat things up.
How much H2S, Charlie?
Pardon?
How much H2S in the oil?
I think it's 0.8%. Thanks.
And Marcus is okay with that?
It's Imperial, it has to be okay with it. Marcus is fine with it.
I guess they have to transport
Ours
it.
goes in the coker, apparently.
Yeah.
And so far, they're okay with it.
Does your family do all the work here? It must be a lot of maintenance.
No, I've got 2 people that work, do the maintenance. And then one carpenter who's really a project manager.
Have you had a few offers over the years to sell the
One, it wasn't for you. The guy offered, this was early on, Scotty Putnam offered me $100,000 for the operation. They thought we should do it $100,000, so I said I put it in welfare. Scotty had it. Lord knows what would have happened. Anyway, back in the box.
Back in the book.